Hello, everyone. Going to go over the week 9 housekeeping items inside this video. Our agenda for the items, again, a refresher on visibility on homework and quiz scores inside the class portal, and still how to submit those through the end of the course. Assignment 1.2, the Math Resource Center assignment being closed, no more submissions on that. Feedback of weeks 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8 should be inside the class portal gradebook at this point. A reminder of the honor lock practice test. We'll talk about strategies to be successful on week 9's discussion. Talk about the midterm exam availability, still available through the last day of the class, and then my availability for this week. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, same as the previous 8 weeks. As you continue to complete any homework, quiz, practice midterm exam, practice final exam, those scores are automatically updated to the class portal gradebook. So you should still continue to see those as you progress along. Homework assignments, practice midterm, practice final, those are practice until mastery. You have unlimited amount of attempts through Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time. Quizzes can be taken up to 3 times. The exception is the midterm exam, where you only get 1 attempt at that assessment. So again, nothing's changed from the previous weeks here, but just a reminder of how things flow as far as the course perspective. For some reason, if you have not enrolled into my stat lab as of this week, this is how you do it. And again, if you haven't, I strongly encourage you to do this as soon as possible, because lack of not enrolling into my stat lab from day 1 of the course does not grant you an extension or an incomplete. So if you're still not enrolled into my stat lab, you need to do this ASAP, because the last day any my stat lab assignment is going to be accepted is Sunday of week 11 at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time. This is a good refresher to how to enroll, how to use my math lab, as well as seeing the detailed feedback on any assignment inside the course. Assignment 1.2, just to recap again, close back at the end of week 3, no further submissions, even with an accommodation approved via the university. This assignment was 7 days with a 14-day grace period at the end and closed at the end of week 3. So even with an accommodation, this one does not have a granted extension. So whatever's posted as the score for this assignment is final on it. Feedback for weeks 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Discussion forums should be available inside the gradebook. Rubric is the mechanism that I use to score those discussion forums out of the 15 points possible. If there's any questions on how it was scored, feel free to send me an email and I'll clarify how I scored those particular forums. And just as a reminder, anything from the first 8 weeks cannot be replied to, no late submissions on them, unless there was some approved accommodation with the university, and I've already responded to you on how to handle that. So again, if you're not underneath any accommodation, there's no need to send me an email asking about reopening them, because the answer would be no on that. Discussion forums are only open in the week that we're currently in. So you'll notice we're in week 9 right now. Week 9's discussion forum is going to be the only thing that's open. Now you can see the postings from the previous weeks, but you're not able to post in anything other than in the current week that we're currently in. So that takes care of that. Honor lock practice test, folks, we're at week 9. Couple weeks, your final exam is going to be coming up, and you need to have this ready to go, making sure that your device or your PC is working with proper hardware, software, internet, your camera's working, as well as your microphone's working. If you have not completed this yet, this is a red flag. Do as soon as possible. Because again, come week 11, Saturday, Sunday night, you go and try to take the final and honor lock's not working. That's not going to be grounds for an incomplete or an extension inside of the course. So if there's questions, let's talk this week. Send me an email. I'll get you either set up correctly on it or point you to the right person in technical support. It may involve utilizing or borrowing somebody else's smart device out there. So again, review week 1 or the announcement I've got posted out there on the step-by-step instructions on how to complete that honor lock practice test. Week 9's discussion forum has the same logistics as weeks 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. I'm just going to briefly go over them. 15 points possible. Opens Monday of week 9 at 12 a.m. Mountain Time. Closes 11:59 p.m. Sunday of week 9. Not opened early. Posts are not accepted late unless an approved accommodation with the university and you've already received details on how to handle that. Initial post, 9 points. Initial post must be in Thursday on or before 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time, depending on when you are taking the course. If you do not have the initial post in by that time, you lose 9 of the 15 points. Counts as a response, but does not count towards 9 of the 15 points. First quality response is 3 points. Second is also worth 3 points. 9 plus 3 plus 3 gets you to 15 points possible. D2L is the timekeeper. Again, the late Thursday night post in Mountain Time Zone. It posts 12 a.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time on Friday. Doesn't count for the 9 points. Only counts as one response. So again, we've talked about that 5 different times inside the course. Nothing's going to change for week 9. Initial post of placeholders, we've already addressed that. If you fall underneath that umbrella, you will receive an email with the snapshot, and I will coach you to ensure that does not happen again. You must post first before seeing any other postings inside that forum. And then the good job response does not count as a quality response. Just like in weeks 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8, you have the option of the quality response opportunity. Take something from homework 9, use one of the homework problems, use that as one of your responses. Monday through Thursday, if you make your initial post, and I will follow up with a question there that you can calculate or demonstrate the process there, that counts as one of the quality responses as well. Responding to another student with not just the "you did a great job" type posting on it, respond with a similar type of example or some constructive feedback in terms of the way to correct the process or the calculation that's involved inside that posting. Now, from week 9's perspective, we are talking about either rejecting or failing to reject the null hypothesis. So either rejecting or failed to reject. Now, as part of your synopsis on here, I talk about inside of Homework 9's video, this concept of being able to accept something. Can you truly accept a null hypothesis? So I'm kind of giving you a hint over here that maybe that's not the case, but in terms of that, what you're going to want to look at is analyzing, can you either reject or fail to reject, or can you truly accept a null hypothesis? One way mathematically to show this, because again, the example is what gets you to the full 9 points on that initial post, is to look at the p-value. Say you're given some p-value equal to 0.01, and you have a level of confidence at, or sometimes referred to as that alpha, a 0.05. What do you do as a result? Research that and tell me whether you reject or fail to reject that null hypothesis. So that's what we're looking at. The first underlying question, can you ever truly accept H sub 0, which is what's referred to as the null hypothesis? And then take a look at, from a p-value perspective, this is the easiest way to demonstrate it, whether you reject or fail to reject relative to the two values that you illustrate. So that's what's going on there. And then let's talk midterm again. Just a reminder, same thing as the previous weeks. Midterm still remains open through the last day of the class, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Time of week 11. It's not proctored, but you only get one attempt at the midterm exam. So it's still accepted for credit for the next 2+ weeks. Then last but not least, my availability for week 9, Monday through Friday, unless otherwise announced inside the class portal. Benchmark to get back with you within 24 hours. Usually will be quicker than that. Saturday afternoon, Sundays, typically will not respond. You will get a response on Monday. Email is still not changed from the previous weeks. Google phone number goes to voicemail, then respond via email. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week.